How do people get in here first? Put comments now. What's going on, gentlemen? Good morning. Good Sunday morning. October, what is it, 17th already? I got to get license plates for my car. Yeah, that'll be fun. I think you have to make an appointment because, the milkshake is everywhere. Oh, my God. So anyway, I did kind of a joke video a couple days ago with Coach White Pill and some other guys, and they were doing a little roasty of Rollo. And I mean, that's fine. Roast Rollo. Who cares? Your business. I was just calling them douchebags and shit. My apologies. I mean, I sort of meant it as a joke, really. I don't know who these people are. Frankly, I don't really give much of a fuck, to be honest. But the man commented on my thing. Hey, blah, 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 blah. I said, sure, yeah, you want to talk? Yeah, we can do that. So maybe, I mean, I don't want to name drop Terrence Pop or Undead Chronic or anything or nothing like that. But who knows? Maybe the Warband will get together. We'll talk to these guys, see where we're sitting, and have a discussion. Maybe it'll be helpful. It might be interesting to listen to. We'll see. The thing with Coach Whitepill and his buddies is their streams are 5 hours long. Sometimes it's like I'm sure it's scintillating to sit there for 5 hours and listen. I'm sure it's great, but it's really hard to go through your videos, guys, if they're 5-6 hours long. But you do you, boo. You do you. Let's go, Brandon. Good morning, Stone Reaper. How are you? What's going on? Stone, I think you got me on some Discord thing. Nobody even bothers me about Discord anymore. Is it still a thing? I freaking hate Discord. It's too Unix for me. Look at the way this guy's a pussy. I can do it. I can program it. Whatever. But seems like a big pain in the ass. It's kind of like what Streamlabs was, based on Unix. Real bitch to set up. Anyway, hopefully you're having a nice... I've got some cold coffee this morning. Comes in a can. No. I was a good boy last night. Didn't have anything to drink. Although I did have my weekly quarter pounder with cheese. That was pretty good. You know what do they call a quarter pounder with cheese in France? Just curious. Sorry. Why not? Stone Reaper's getting go to work. Oh yeah, jeez, I got to do something. Yeah, I got to order a mirror for my car. I think I told you guys in Texas when I was at that gig. I absentmindedly, God, it was a parking garage, and I ran into one of the cement columns and broke my mirror, dented my door. It's like, and I wasn't even drunk. It was in the morning. I was going to work, completely sober. I just completely forgot about it. So the stupid thing is coming loose again. And I think in Missouri, there's a safety inspection. I assume they look at your mirrors and shit. So I got to order me a mirror. Sounds like it's pretty easy fix, but, just got to do it. It's only like $30. I don't know what the hell Honda is doing. I don't know with respect to their parts, their aftermarket parts, because let's see, the other car that I had in Texas that the one guy took and wrecked the front end. I mean, I was getting quarter panels for like, $70, headlights, the whole freaking thing, the plastic and the bulbs and everything for $30. Honda's, they're doing something. They're doing something with their aftermarket supply chain. It's really good. So you can get a side mirror, heated. I mean, look at this. You get the mirror, you get the plastic thing, you get the wires for the heated thing. It's got the moving thing on there. And it's like $30. What? Are you kidding me? That's great, Captain. I just put it like on, Rick. You got 3 bolts, right? Just do it. Take the sweeter out of the thing. 3 bolts. Put it back on. Done. No more JB Weld trying to. Yeah, I know. Oh, The mirror was also damaged in that hailstorm we had a couple years ago. Anyway, let's get on to Coach Whitepill. Now, I don't know his story. I think I read somewhere in the comments. It might be true or not. I don't know. That he was a pickup artist type guy. And that's cool. That's fine. And let me share the link. So this is his latest on his channel. Excuse me. Hamster, you ought to be drinking green tea, not coffee out of a can. Well, okay, yeah, I'll do the tea later. All right. So the question posed is monk mode for real or a cope? Let's just go ahead and get a feel for the discussion here. We'll let it play for a couple seconds.
To your point, because you talk about your own monk mode. And the reason I want to talk about it is because from my perspective, when you talk about your monk mode versus MGTOW or whatever, it doesn't make any logical sense. So,
doesn't make any logical sense. Well, maybe to you, some other people. Last time I checked, Coach Whitepill, men and women are free to do what they want to do with their own lives. There doesn't have to be some ulterior motive or anything. It's like, nah. I'm tired of chasing the women's around. Not interested, not going to have any kids. Sure, I mean, something comes up. Yeah, maybe meet somebody, whatever. Just not actively pursuing. Not wasting money on dates. All the time sunk doing all that bullshit. Nah, I've already done that. See, I'm 57. So I did that one in my 20s. Enough.
So what happens is, like, if you're saying I'm going my own way, right?
Yeah.
Then why?
Excuse me. Let me translate for you. Men doing what they want to do with their own lives. Perhaps breaking the societal expectations. Getting married, having kids, being a slave to your job for 50 years, retiring, and then pretty much keeling over and croaking so the old lady can live another 20 years on your retirement funds. What did I say?
Why would you do it? Like, what are the reasons for it, right? And so...
because that's what I want to do. Am I missing something? Why are you so concerned about what I do with my own life, Chief? Chris Chambers says, not chasing peace leave is illogical and immoral. Yeah, well, for some people, it's their only keep listening. We'll get to that. Okay, go on, Coach Whitepill.
If you, Kevin, are not getting laid or whatever, but you can.
Yes.
It doesn't add up to why you would do it.
It doesn't add up to you, Coach, because you got pussy on your mind. Well, if there's free poon out there, how come what's the matter with you? I just don't want to do that. Now, I'm not saying even hammerhand, hardcore, hammerhand monk mode. If something came along with no strings attached, literally no strings, no baby mama drama, no false accusations, I mean, I think even hammerhand might take a bit of that. But that doesn't come around for most guys. See, we have to go out and beg for it. Nah, we're kind of tired of that. There's no point. Oh, but it feels so good. Yeah. All right. Yeah, sure.
Unless it's a pure reason of focusing on work.
How about I just want to do what I want to do with my own life? Why does there have to be some grand explanation? Why does there have to be this current in the background? Oh, my God, these man-hating incels. Or women. Well, there might be some of those, too. These women-hating incels. Why do they hate women? They're evil. Maybe there's no hate involved. It's just like a choice. I don't think this man considers that because he's all about the poon. There's nothing wrong with that either. Go, do. Hey, you don't need my permission. Have a day. Live your life the way you want to. There you go.
Right? It doesn't make any sense. So in order for...
Doesn't make any sense to you, bro.
Like monk mode to be real and true, you have to be able to get women easily.
Okay, I guess I see what he's saying. If you were slaying poon left and right and you decided to back away from that, okay, all right. Yeah, I see his point to some degree. He's saying that, and this is obviously a slam, is that if you're a man going their own way, monk, and you're not slaying poon, what are you giving up to be a monk, right? Nothing, really. So I think what he's saying here is, if you're out slaying poon and you decide to give up that life to do whatever you, okay, yeah, I can see that.
Because
it's kind of like Catholics giving up something for Lent that you never that you never do anyway. Well, I'm going to give up trapeze artistry for Lent. Well, you don't do that in the first place. That's not really, I mean, if you're, does that make sense? Mohamed, good morning. Good morning, sir. Just got done with college at 4:00. Wow. All right. Well, good. Now you can relax and enjoy the rest of the evening in Egypt. All right, let's go on. No. He has a point. I hear what he's saying. If I suppose a monk in the old, sense of the word was, reclusive and stayed in the monastery and whatever. And then he said suddenly, oh, I'm a monk for Jesus Christ. Well, you've been a monk forever. So what's the, right? Okay. All right.
That kind of defines it in itself. Like if I'm like, well, why isn't Kevin getting laid now? Then he's going his own way. Well, yeah, no, he has to be by definition.
Yes. Again, there's no currents in the background. There's no rivers of philosophy here. It's like, I want to do what I want to do with my own life, and I will do that. Thank you for your approval. Just to have a different way of living, Nothing against what you want to do, Mr. Pickup Artist. Go, but it's not for me. Now, he could also say, and he'd be correct, well, yeah, but you never were a pickup artist, so how would you give it up? Correct. You got me. No, never been one of those. So you're right. Well, those damn pickup artists. Well, I'm never going to be one of those. Yes, yeah, hamster. You're not going to be one of those. True. So what are you giving up? Really? No. It's a good point.
Definition, he has to be choosing it because no man on earth is that dumb or that emotionless that they're not going to get laid when the option's there unless they actually have a purpose for doing it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see his point a little bit differently. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But I think he is coming at it from the standpoint of being a pickup artist, whatever, it's easy for him to get poon, right? I think most guys are going to probably chime in on the side of it is not easy for most guys to get poon. It's very hard work. But his point's taken. If you're a pickup artist and you give it up to be a monk, all right. Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, basically, when you talk about monk mode in your own monk mode and not sleeping with women for however many months.
Yes.
If your purpose of that isn't work, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, see, Mr. White Pill, coach, it doesn't have to make any sense to you. It's not our responsibility to make our lives make sense to you. Or am I wrong here, guys? Now, I don't know who this guy is. Kevin, somebody. He's a good-looking dude. I mean, I'm sure he would have no trouble whatsoever getting pooned. Maybe he is an ex-PUA. We don't know. He looks like he could do the job. Good-looking, nice shape here,
Yep. Like it sounds stupid to anyone. It's like, why would you do that? The girl is trying to come over and you're like, nah, I got to focus on work.
Yeah, but you see, normies don't have that problem, Coach White Pill. Most men don't have the problem of women just throwing themselves at them. I guess good on you if that's your experience. Good for you. But I think most men don't have that. Right? And again, what he's saying is, well, if you had that, and then you decided to give that up, that would be truly more of a monk compared to someone who never had that and saying, wow, I'm just going to be a monk. I'm going to eschew all these women's when you never had the option anyway. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like, it's dumb. You're an idiot if you don't have a higher purpose. So you have to have the higher purpose. So your monk mode's pure when you have the option.
I hear you. Yeah. I initially disagreed a little more with this, but no, I'm sort of with you.
Meaning,
Yeah.
by definition, the opposite would also be true. If you don't have the women, you can't have defined higher purpose. So that's why I wanted to add.
And it's almost like, okay.
Excuse me, Kevin, 1 second. But I don't have to have a higher purpose. Really. You know, this is where I'll nitpick a little bit here. Maybe my higher purpose is to get up and crack a beer at 9 o'clock in the morning. What is it? It's not your business. I don't have to do anything. Sir, as long as I'm not imposing on you to give me free money or something because I'm a lazy slob, or expecting something for free because I'm a woman. It's not for you to say what my purpose is. You don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what your purpose is. Right? Go on.
They didn't mean to call you an idiot, but you know what I mean?
No, you did. You did.
Like, that's not what I'm calling you. I'm
I
saying
get it.
It's like a, yeah.
I almost think at this point, like, if you're MGTOW, but you work a 9 to 5 job, that's just obviously a cope. Because, like, again, the only.
Okay. If you work 9 to 5 and you're men going your own way, it's a cope. Well, I don't know. See, the way I look at work, I don't look at it as a higher purpose. I look at it as a way to feed myself. Yeah. I mean, obviously excited about the things I do. Sure, yeah, it's great and everything, but it's not my life. It's the way I feed myself. I mean, you're not a company man, hamster. Not really. No.
The only way that it would make sense is if you're doing something, if you're like an entrepreneur like we are, and we're like really trying to build something, and there's periods of time, especially where we really need to like only focus on work, right?
Sure. Yeah, you're doing 150 hours a week to get your business going. Yeah, I get it.
On our business, on our passion. But if you're just at a job where you're just told what to do and pencil push, which is the majority of the population, it doesn't make sense to be like, well, I'm focusing on
unless you're trying to get a promotion.
I'm focusing on something else. Who cares what I'm focusing on? I have my bass guitar over here. Maybe I want to spend 4 hours a day doing that, even though it seems to be taking way more than 10,000 hours of practice for me to become an expert. I mean, it's another story. Go ahead.
And CEO, and you're trying to move up as COO,
Sure.
or like there's exceptions. Yeah.
But even so, with that, you still have a certain allotted time throughout the day.
Yeah. Here's the thing: I get a paycheck, and I put my time in. I don't care. If they want to pay me, I'll do what they want me to do. I have other shit I need to worry about. Okay. Sure, I could probably open my own business or some shit. Do I want to do that at my age? Well, maybe. Who knows, right? With the milkshake being imposed upon us, whether we like it or not, who knows? Maybe I'll start my own business. Not likely, but maybe.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I mean, it's it just kind of puts it into perspective, you know, like, and we talked about this before, like, we're not one of those guys who just automatically think so-and-so is better than so-and-so because their lay count's higher. It's definitely.
Are you sure? I mean, how else are you going to score if you don't have a bigger,
something to take into consideration. But I think especially if you call yourself MGTOW.
Uh-huh. Yes.
And you don't have a body count, a kill count of at least, you know, in the double digits, like at least 10 women, let's say. Again, it's not a competition, but it's like, I think if you get over 10,
the bare minimum.
At the bare minimum, you can have some confidence in knowing, okay, well, this isn't just a cope. I've gotten women before, I can get them again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly right. Oh, I've had more than 10. Oh, God, you don't want to know what some of them look like, but I had, yes. So it's not this pedestal puñada shit. Oh my God, I've never. No. No, for me personally, it's just not worth it. All the drama. I mean, there's good parts. I mean, don't get me wrong. Do you have a girlfriend and all? Sure, yeah. But when the good is outweighed by the bullshit, yeah, that gets tough.
Right.
Especially just to get laid. I mean, whoop-de-doo. It's not like I haven't been down that road before, guys. Sombro, good morning. SCE, hello. Going monk and avoiding legal problems is the correct answer. Bingo. Silverback, even if you have a 9-to-5, it would benefit you financially because you would cease wasting money on it. Well, yeah, exactly. But I mean, I'm not sure the pickup artists are pursuing in the sense of dating. They're just going out and getting laid, I guess. I don't know how that works, but they throw their magic incantations at them and they put on their mystery hat and they get poon and then they leave town so nobody knows who the hell they were in the first place. Yeah, maybe. I don't know how this works. So maybe Coach Whitepill can explain it to us when we're having our discussion.
But if you're not even close to that number,
and it's still the why,
and that's the minimum.
It becomes a cope if you're doing it off of getting burned in some way.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many women you've been with. If the reason that you're doing that it was triggered by any kind of loss, pain, burn.
Who hasn't been Who hasn't been in pain after a breakup? Pickup artists. I don't care.
It's irrelevant how many women you were with before.
Or am I wrong? If you don't care about the female, the human being on the other side of the pussy, if you don't care about that, it's not a very good way to treat people, is it? Now you could say, wow, but women treat men. I hate to pull out the NAWALT, guys, but there are women out there that don't do this, but they all have the chance to. That's another point. Go ahead.
Right. It's the reason why you're doing it.
Yeah.
And it's just so important because, it's a cope and it's just denial.
Uh-huh. So let me get this straight. So far, if you've had boinking with over 10 women, you can go monk with their permission. Okay.
Yeah.
It's denial of why you're doing it. And that doesn't take away that there are legitimate reasons for feeling that way. I think.
Really? Shock. You mean men are just not making this shit up? Okay.
The younger generation is more full of crap, whereas the older generation, they may have been burned in a divorce, custody, court, family court. There's an assumption that men are only the ones who abuse, but women abuse men verbally all the time. I've seen it.
Bingo.
I lived with a roommate that she verbally abused her boyfriend all the time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've seen that. I've been there. But that's not considered abuse, right? Even though it actually is psychological abuse. But, whatever.
And broke him down mentally.
Yeah. Oh, God. I got to tell you about bitch face one of these days, Coach Whitepill. Oh, my God. Talk about a mental clusterfuck. I do. Oh, my God. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm with you.
And so it goes both ways, and there are vicious people out there. And I think that one of the things that these groups do and why there's such a problem is that they put it on women, where
these groups,
the reality is there are crappy people. They're crappy men, borderline personality disorder, and psychopaths. And there's
BPD is almost exclusively female, Coach Whitepill. Almost all women who have, or almost all humans who have BPD are female. There's other weird disorders for men, of course, but the BPD thing, that's mostly a female thing. Not exclusively, but mostly.
Psychopathic and sociopathic and borderline personality women. And so when guys
cluster B, baby, cluster B,
get screwed by that, then they kind of turn it all off.
Yeah, I think bitch face was BPD. But
they get screwed by the courts. And so I feel for them, but I don't feel for their kind of community victim mindset of whining, complaining. I'm like, okay.
Okay, how do you define whining and complaining? See, that could be defined these days by anything. You mean saying a certain thing about female nature that tends to be in general true? Is that whining and complaining, Coach Whitepill? Or is it the observation of experience and hard knocks and all that other stuff? Why is it such a horrible thing to understand that the shit we were told as children, girls are nice, whatever, and puppy dog tails and worms for boys, whatever, it's not true. Women can be just as vicious, if not more so, than men. And I think that's what guys like Rollo Tomassi and some of these other guys are saying. It's like, hey, wait a minute, no. Hey, they're just as bad as we are, if not worse. And they can be worse because they have the backing of the government. Right?
You want to come talk to me about how to do better, how to fix this. You want to take a 6-month break from women? I'm down with that. You want to...
Again, I don't really care what you're down with. It's none of your business, Coach. Now, I understand you probably don't mean it this way because you're a younger guy and you think, wow, I think this. Okay, well, that's good. That's your opinion. But people certainly do not need your approval to do what they want with their own lives. Yeah.
Want to work on yourself, but be honest with why you're doing it. Being like, I just got burned by this woman. I don't want to date for 6 months.
Okay, cool. So we have to have an excuse now. Coach.
I want to go work and make more money. I want to go on my fitness. That's great. As long as you plan on coming back and as long as you're doing it for a reason.
Now, Coach, I'm getting an underlying feeling that you really only care about pussy here. Well, as long as you're coming back, why? Why would I do that? What if I don't want to? Do I need your permission?
After a breakup or a marriage, a lot of men aren't ready to date. So just be honest with yourself and honest with people.
Why do you care what I do with my own life? Why do I need to give you some valid excuse why? It's none of your damn business, guy. It really isn't. It's none of my business what you do with your life. You don't need my permission. Well, I sure as hell don't need your permission. Just saying.
Don't go to communities and whine about it.
Again, define whining. Or trying to help other people learn through your experience. Is that now called whining? Okay.
More support groups that are constructive, and go to me and be like, what should I do? Sure. And I'll help you. I appreciate your honesty and your lack of a victim mindset. That's what we don't like. We don't like whiners and complainers.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, don't deal with those people then. However you define that, don't deal with the whiners and the complainers. Seems like an easy situation to solve.
We're fine if you're like, dude, I got burned, and that's not whining and complaining to tell.
Who's we? Who is we? And who appointed we to be in charge? I sure as hell didn't get a vote. Did you guys? Nope.
How you feel about what happened. Depression's fine. Sadness, anxiety, all these human emotions are totally fine and normal for men. Now, I don't.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for permission to be a human being, Coach. Really appreciate that.
I think I'm against public display, but display them to men you trust in private. Come to me, talk to me.
That's what men do, yes.
Tell me about your problems.
Yeah.
Just don't be defensive when I try and help you, and don't complain. Don't whine about that.
But I mean, what's the help you're giving? Well, you got to get back into the saddle there, young man. You got to chase the puñada. What if men don't want to do that? Perfectly acceptable choice.
dude, what do I do? How do I fix this? I feel like crap.
But I mean, your fix is getting back into the saddle and getting more pussy. Maybe some of these men just don't want to do that. There doesn't have to be some grand reason why. They just don't. Am I wrong, guys? Maybe I'm just out on the fringes here. I don't know. Oh, SCE says they get a kickback from the legal firms? No way. Wow. Easy. Couple of PORs. I'll put it on the screen here. Legal firms sponsor them, so the PU so you 700 with the Me Too. Oh God, I didn't know that. Well, I don't know if that's true or not, but all right. We'll finish off the video here and see if there's any other revelations of note.
I feel depressed. I'm always on your side, right? As long as we're trying to find a productive solution, not rationalizing, not whining, not complaining out of it. So I think we have to segment it because there are legitimate problems. Now, young MGTOW is just full of crap, but old MGTOW has, if you've been burned, you have a legitimate gripe.
Yeah.
But get away from those crappy communities that just want to sit around and bitch all day.
Yeah.
Again, define bitch all day. Sharing the experiences, wanting to reach out to other men and maybe get some counseling or some talking. You could call that bitching, I suppose. You could call it as a method to reach out to other people and say, hey, what am I going to do? Blah, 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 blah. But it seems like, maybe I'm wrong. I guess we'll find out if we get on the cast here. But it seems like your fix is to get men back chasing poon. Some men just don't want to do that. Even young men, they don't want to do it. It's a waste of money. It's a time sink. And frankly, for the quality of women that we have today to choose from for young men, I don't blame you. Not. Oh, God. Yeah, well, we'll see if that's going to happen. Might be interesting to have Pop and those guys and talking to these guys. Might be interesting. We'll see. Cubing speed, half the chat is clicked. What's the matter with you evil men? God. Anyway, link is in. I'll put it in there again so you can go look at it. Let's see. Link in the description. Yeah, I'm lazy. I'll just put it in the chat. All right, guys. Thanks for coming by. Maybe we'll talk again later. See ya.